Today I'm looking at episode 3 of series 2 of Strange New Worlds, which is called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. There will be spoilers, so if you've not watched it, go watch it, then come back and watch this. So La'an, Noonien Singh and James T. Kirk go back in time to stop something happening, which basically screws up the future. Not the first time Star Trek has done this. City on the Edge of Forever with Kirk and Spock from the original series. And of course the Enterprise episode, we had Archer and T'Pol go back in time as well. And you know, we had the car, pinching a car thing was done in the Enterprise as well. So there's one or two bits from this that we've already seen. But let's just go through it very quickly from the beginning. So Christina Chong doing a fantastic job as La'an. Struggling with her past association to Khan, Noonien Singh, and trying to come to terms with it. And she kind of does a little bit in this episode, which is quite nice. By the time we get to the end, she's a little bit more comfortable with who she is. And it's this version of Kirk that helps her do that, I guess. Some funny lines, of course. We end up, when they get back in time, Kirk looks around, says it looks like New York. It's actually Toronto, which is kind of an in-joke because Toronto stands in for New York in a lot of film and TV stuff anyway, so that was quite nice. I'm going to say some things that aren't quite as positive now. I had to watch this episode again before I reviewed it, because the first time I watched it, I wasn't 100% happy. It didn't seem to, for me, build to a really nice... the excitement didn't really build up to something big, and then you get, you know, it kind of just trundled along. But then when I watched it the second time, I was a little more happy. I realised that it was already at a good level, and it just stayed there all the way through. We get a car chase, we get them sleuthing, and Pelia, played by Carol Kane, also in this episode, helps them out because she's obviously still living on Earth in the past at that point, which is quite funny. She had a few funny jokes from that. And it's kind of bringing the Romulans back into Strange New Worlds again, because Sarah, played by Adeline Kane, who's actually the villain of the piece, if you like, the person who's trying to do all this bad stuff. And what she's trying to do actually is go back in time and destroy, make a big explosion that to set back humanity. You know, put them at war with each other, that kind of thing. In the end, she goes for plan B, which is to kill off Khan Noonien Singh as a child, so that he never creates all the problems he creates, which then never means that humanity is pushed to try and get together and be better. And then this era of the Federation and Starfleet never exist, and then the Romulan Empire lose one of their biggest opponents. And of course, it never happens because La'an stops them from killing Khan. Which again is something that, when she's there with him as a child, you can see the difficulty she's going through emotionally. She knows that just this young child is going to grow up to be quite naughty and cause a lot of problems. But also, this child's going to grow up to push humanity to get together and be better than what we were. I think the eugenics wars, I think it was in Star Trek timeline, it was the 90s, but someone will probably comment and tell me if I've got that wrong. 96 is in my head, but I don't know why. And Paul Wesley, of course, reprising his role as James T. Kirk. I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely sure whether I'm happy yet with this performance as Kirk. I don't dislike it. I just don't think he's done a stellar performance yet, but we'll see. People might disagree. We've still got a lot more Strange New Worlds to go, so we'll see what happens. Overall, a really good episode, written by David Reed and directed by Amanda Rowe. It's currently sitting on IMDb at time of recording at 8.4 out of 10, which is very good. It's pretty much a Christina Chong episode. It's her and Paul Wesley pretty much the entire episode. The rest of the Enterprise crew are in it for just potentially two scenes, and that's it. And what I like about this as well is we get to see some of the security jobs that she has to do as head of security that you don't normally see in a lot of other episodes, a lot of shows really. It's always on the bridge and fighting phasers, photon torpedoes. Worf always used to stand there and do his bit, and you saw a little bit of the rest of his job, but not a lot. Whereas in this one, you see her doing a log, and you see her interacting with people that are just having arguments, dealing with theft, just general day-to-day ship operations for a security officer, and I thought that was quite fun to see at the beginning. And then we also get obviously this branch of Starfleet that deal with temporal incursions, which is always fun to know that they're still there. Although still there, going to be there, always been there, it's a difficult one. Because obviously I do like time travel episodes. We had a lot in Voyager. Janeway was all popping around time. Whether that's the same branch of that organisation is not completely clear, but we assume it probably is. Overall thoughts? I really actually like this episode. The more I think about it, it's just fun, isn't it, when you go back in time? They go back with no equipment, no money. How do they survive? Well, I love the fact that Kirk plays chess to win money, and then compares the 2D and 3D versions, and kind of says that the 2D version is just very, very easy because he's used to playing 3D chess. The Romulans. What's going to happen with that, we'll wait and see. But according to this episode, she'd been there for quite some time, 30 years, and potentially infiltrating the planet for a lot longer to cause problems. So whether that's going to come back into it, we don't know. So overall, really good, really happy with it. And tell us what you think. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our materials. The new website is becoming soon at geekyguys.co.uk, but of course we're on all the socials as well.